Hello and welcome. Name's Derek. I sell physical media on eBay. Make videos about what I buy, sourced videos, videos about what sells, what sold videos. 9:15 Friday morning, what sold video. I like that one. Kind of has that up and down, upbeat feel to it. But being that I add all this in post, I have no idea what I'm bobbing my head to. Let's stop. All right. That's what I do. I just pick a song in the editor and put it in there. If it's fitting enough for my head bobbing, I use it. Sometimes I'll be festive. All right, so did not go anywhere yesterday. Stayed in, mainly because it got to maybe 25, maybe being we're a mile from south of Lake Erie here. Any of that wind made that temperature 10 degrees real fast. So didn't go anywhere, and trying to get better from being under the weather, having a head cold, I suppose, because I'm breathing fine. It's just congestion. So stayed here, was kind of relaxed, and I think I sweat most of it out. So I did some sell similars of, there was about 40. Like I even went beyond my rule. If the listing had 2 views in 30 days and was 3 months old, I looked at it, and if it had 4 or 5 views, it came down. Did that for quite a few. One of them was actually Taylor Swift herself titled. And the price that I took it down at, that it was at before, was like $98. The one I have has a cracked case. A handful of them do. If it doesn't have a cracked case, you could probably get $300 brand new if it has hype stickers. Mine has 2 hype stickers, and it has a cracked case. And it was listed at like about $100. And then it's like, this is one of those. I sold one before, except for it was a 2-disc Target or Walmart special or something like that, and sealed with hype stickers, and it was like $300. Like, we're getting into the buying season. Let me at least look and see. And I rarely ever do this with my other listings. Very rarely. Like, you know what? Let me go ahead and check and see. So I typed in what I needed to type in and searched new. And there's a couple with no hype stickers, some of them with fairly damaged cases, and so on and so forth. But with hype stickers, the about the cheapest price was about $200. So I took my item because I just had this little inkling feeling that it's probably mainly because of the stuff I have. She's probably the most modern star of stuff that I have. That's probably the main reason. And her stuff still sells pretty. I mean, I just sold one of her other ones for like $60. That the common selling price for that specific CD is like $30. So that's telling me that it's in demand and people are wanting it now. So I looked, and the one I have, I repriced it. I think it's like $230, because after like 3 or 4, and there's maybe 80 that have sold, and there's maybe that are new. I don't think it was quite 80, but there was a bunch that had sold and currently listed. There's not that many. So after those cheaper ones go out, and the prices, they sell anywhere from $240 to over $500. So that's just one of those things that sometimes be on par with. You're not going out, man. You're not. My cats want out. All right. So that's what I did yesterday. Today is going to be the same thing. It's going to be a little warmer, but just kind of sticking because my head's still kind of congested, right? So don't want to exacerbate anything by going outside just to find some stuff when I can stay here and just do some self-similars and put a few things away and organize a tad here, a tad there. And yeah. All right. So let's get into what's sold. All right. So this, I'll do his Huxley book. I think I got this one down at, just got it. Either way, it was probably $1. Yeah, this is a 1970 perennial, so it's obviously not even the first printings of it. The first printings were 1930s. No, I don't think it's going to show here. 1954. So it's just a different rendition, different artwork, different cover of this book. 29. All right, next. Carl Jenkins. CD here. Stabat something. 19. So if you're new here, round up or round down. Well, it was 1946, so I said 19. If it was 1951, I would have said 20. The Sundays CD. This is the one I had to resurface a while ago. 24. 2407, so I said 24. And I do free shipping on everything but auctions, and I rarely do auctions. I just sent those cabinet cards out. That was an auction. And I have a big lot of like 50-something sewing patterns, cross-stitch patterns and stuff. That's in an auction right now too. But I do the calculated shipping on that. Because I start my auctions at 99 cents. I'm not worried about making a whole bunch of money on an auction because it's stuff that I've just been sitting on. And it's had years and years and years and years, for the most part, how I do that. To sell and to get the prime money for it. Now it's a point where like I can still get money for it, but I just want the money to get it gone. What's it going to be? What I'm going to make on 50 patterns? Well, patterns. Anytime I've sold lots of patterns, the bidding has gone up. I'm not going to make much, but it's not a chunk of stuff gone. It's letting go of things. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, CD, 31. Dungeons and Dragons, CD. Midnight Syndicate soundtrack, I think, or score, whichever. 16. Really, Rigby? Oh. Sweeter Side of Life, DVD, 14. Keysby Nights as performed by Streetlight Manifesto, 42. There's an interesting one. I just caught Brandon at Media Picker. He just posted a video about expensive kids DVDs. Well, that's not a DVD. Point still stands. Comes down to the kids stuff, especially a lot of little Einsteins. I remember I sold like this ship a while ago, and it was a bigger ship like this, right? But the computer that goes inside of this, I don't know what they are now, but they can, and it's a computer only about yay big, about the size of this emblem, maybe even a little smaller. They could be $60 to $100 just for that little replacement computer for this ship that's about this big. But the kid stuff, I say it often enough, and I'm not going to repeat all that. But I got $74 for this VHS. See, the case is a little worn. The tape and the ribbon and everything is really clean. $74. So when you hear somewhere out there, and this is something I really don't say, or really even live by when people are like, oh, media is dead. Not just that in its entire colloquial type thinking. People are like, oh, media sales are dead. It's a dead category. Oh, I'm not gonna, and I can name off a handful of YouTube resellers that will exclaim that over and over and over again. Oh, media is dead, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, we're talking bigger 50, 60, 100,000 subscriber YouTube channels. And I've watched videos. I'm like, oh, no, media is dead. Don't even bother. You're never going to make money. Guarantee you, I work about half the amount of time for about the same amount of sales. A lot of media sellers do. You don't have to work a whole lot to get the good stuff. I'm not going to get into who those people are, and this was years and years ago, and that may have even been an influence years and years and years ago. That may have even been an influence on why I never really got into media, because I listened to them. It just kind of goes to show on why, but, well, I'm not going to kind of ferry boat on something because I don't know if I didn't get into media because of them, but I remember hearing things like this from some of these sellers, but they will sell anything but media. I'm going off on a tangent. Don't ask in comments who are they. Don't, because genuine, true, real sellers, people who've been at it for a long time, can watch a video and see how someone's representing themselves in that video and what they're doing, what they're saying, how they're acting. And those established, been around, been in the business for a long time, can spot that those are posers. They're just like, oh no, well, I can get some stuff and put it online and make YouTube videos about posers. A lot of them. A lot of them. And then there are some real genuine ones that are out there. I forget his My Boring Reseller Life. He's changed a couple of them, but he's part of the reason why I really got into media. James Hofstetler is one. Golden State Picker is another. Those ones who deal in media and sell whichever. So there are some very, very honest ones out there that really want to go out and let people know. Stuff's out there. And we all do it differently. You know, I go off and going way off topic. Way off topic. All right, they might be giants. Science. I'm thinking of that. She killed me with science. He sings that now. From Weird Science. About 29. Christina Aguilera. Back to Basics. 2-disc. So this is one I come across often enough. Open. It's only going to be about $10 if it's open, give or take. But this one sold for $15. So not a whole lot more sealed, but somebody's going to spend $10 to $15 for Christina Aguilera. Why not spend a couple more bucks and get one new? I don't determine what people buy. I just determine what I get in the list. Raul Malo Today CD 15. Mimi and Richard Farina. Why are you crying? You're the one who hit your sister. 25. This is a 3-disc. 25 for that. And The Emergence of Greek Democracy, 1979. Paperback. 24. Try to hold that back so I don't have to do an edit right there. All right. So altogether, that's 365 in sales, 356 product costs received. All that stuff doesn't take long. There's how many other 13? 13. If I do all the just go straight from one item to another, and nothing slows down on the label printing, that 13 takes 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe to package. And that's what I mean. It saves a lot of time dealing in media, a lot of time. And to kind of go back to what I was saying in regards to people, I wouldn't necessarily say saying don't get media stuff. And again, I'm not going to name, because I could name one and they may have never even made that video. It's been so many 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, you pay attention to and you listen to whoever you want to listen to in regards to what you want to look for. If you're a reseller, and I have my own takes on. I dealt with electronics, and I still sell a few electronics here and there. But I dealt with that stuff. I dealt so many times with the returns of someone saying that something that has a video showing that this CD player, this portable CD player, it works, it advances. You can hear in the video in the listing that it's playing through speakers and all this, and someone gets it like, oh, it doesn't work. No, I don't want to deal with that stuff anymore. So I watch, every once in a while, I watch a channel named Forever Analog is another one I do watch. The one I'm thinking of is Cheap Audio Man. And is that what it is? And he just posted a video yesterday about the resurgence of CDs and the production of CDs. So I'm not going to compress his entire maybe 10, 12 minute video. I'll just link it in the description. The gist of it is that CD sales, brand new CD sales, CD stuff that's on CDs, music that's on CDs, has gone way up throughout 2025. He cites K-pop because he can go into Target, and Target is now putting more artists, not just your journey, as he says in his video, not just your Journey's greatest hits, but all kinds of artists. They're restocking these CDs. Granted, when you're going to get these things for $10, I mean, a CD back then was, back in the 80s and 90s, was $15 to $50, depending. But if you can go in, they're going to be really, really cheap, really inferior single layer CDs. So I'm not going to get into the whole tech and everything in between the layering and the protections and the speed and the bit mapping that goes on. I'm not going to get into all that. They're going to be inferior CDs, but it's bringing back that tactile feel to have it. You can touch it. I'll link that video, so it's interesting. So there's a lot to it. One of his main points is, as soon as you start getting CDs and you can listen to the sound better through better CD player or even a DVD player or even something having a DAC connected, and good speakers, as opposed to through streaming or through your earbuds and stuff, which they could be your run-of-the-mill dollar store. And I'll tell you, like the Beats, those belong in like dollar store, maybe better dollar store stuff. Paying for the name, their sound. I'm not going to get into that. So, and there's a lot of brands that boast like really, really high end. They're supposed to be, and they're not. I call it a grift, I guess. So, but as soon as you really start getting collecting, you're going to want more. And then you're like, oh man, I never realized that Dark Side of the Moon sounded the way it did because I've only heard it on streaming. I've only heard it on Spotify. And it's just, but as soon as I heard it on, and I remember listening to Pink Floyd on my brother's old system. He had some old, like, Pro Studio speakers that were like 5 feet tall, massive 15, 18-inch woofers in there and some other stuff. And I forget all the setup he had. And then I got into the quadraphonic stuff. But the sound difference all the little things that you can hear and all the bass and the crispness in the voice, you realize that you can appreciate that no matter whatever it is, music for this example, on just how much better it sounds and how much more, in a lot of cases, it can kind of hit the feels. Because now you're really hearing what that artist was really intending it for. And that's where like master recordings, really master recordings on tapes and CDs, the gold discs, those are going to be high 24-bit sampled, right? 66 and then broken down to a lower. All right, so that's going to wrap that one up. Too many tangents there. It's a 20-minute video already. So if you like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned, refer to about the past 5-6 minutes of talking. Don't necessarily go with what, if somebody is striving to vilify something else, I won't even listen to that person, period. Physical media, it's everywhere. It's cheap. It's easy to work with. It has a great market for it, especially growing now. And it sells fast. Reminds me of your mom. So, let me think of going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. It was all free. They help me help you. We're helping everybody here. Appreciate it. Thank you.